Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to do the Arsenal player ratings versus Benfica as aubameyang and Saka save Ceballos' blushes. So we're going to look at how the Gunners got on individually in the Europa League round of 32 second leg against Benfica. So now we'll start off with the goalkeeper with Bernd Leno. Yet again, Bernd Leno was totally blameless in the fact that he wasn't able to keep a clean sheet on his 100th Arsenal appearance. Had nothing to do apart from pick the ball out of the net twice. So therefore, I'm going to give Bernd Leno for his performance, I'm going to give him a 6. Next up we got Hector Bellerin. Was a decent attacking threat in the first half as Arsenal looked to attack down the right for a change. However, he faded in the second though, and probably didn't do enough to silence those who say Cedric should be in the side ahead of him. So for his performance, I think it's well deserved to say that I think he receives a standard 5, because I think Cedric could have played in the same position and done the same what Hector Bellerin done as well. So we have to wait and see what Arteta does with Bellerin. Next up, we got David Luiz, and I think he took too many touches on the ball in the first half, and the pace of his game symbolised Arsenal's lethargic approach until they were behind. Surely, if Rob Holding is fit on Sunday, he will play against Leicester, and David Luiz shows once again why he shouldn't be receiving a new Arsenal contract, and I think for his performance, I think it's fair to say he deserves a 4. Next up we got Gabriel Magalhaes, and I think he was very loose in possession and sucked out of position on a few critical occasions. Not a good night for the Brazilian. Again, Pablo Mori will fancy his chances of being back in the side for Leicester, and for his shaky performance I'm going to give him a 5 for Gabriel Magalhaes. Next up is Kieran Tierney. In a time of desperate need, the greatest players step up and deliver, and that's exactly what Kieran Tierney done tonight. The Scottish left back's low drive was the instigator to a great Arsenal European comeback. And I think here's the guy, as I mentioned in my instant match reaction. Go and check that one out if you guys want to. I think he was the best player on the pitch in my opinion. I think he deserves an 8 for his performance. Future captain right there. But we'll move on to the next player, which is Dani Ceballos. He was having a good game until giving away the free kick for the first goal. Although, given the quality of the strike, that mistake was forgivable. His error for the second was anything but, as he inexplicably headed the ball straight into the path of Rafa Silva. He was unsurprisingly hooked straight after. And I think for his performance, I think it was one of the poorer performances with David Luiz, and I think he gets a 4. I think he was unlucky with the 2 mistakes he made, but we have to move on forward. He got lucky with his mistakes, but we move on to the next player, who is Granit Xhaka. He was steady in possession, but like Luiz in the first half, his play on the ball was just a bit too slow. However, he showed a bit more urgency in the final stages, but he needs to do more from the off. So I think he deserves a 6 for his performance. And moving on to the next player is our future star boy, Bukayo Saka. With the number of goals he has been scoring recently, it's easy to forget how good Bukayo Saka is at assisting his teammates. His pass for Aubameyang's goal was sublime, but the cross he managed to dig out at a clutch moment for his side was purely sensational. The Gunners' most reliable player this season, and I think it's fair to say I think he was one of the best players as well, with him, Tierney and Aubameyang. 3 players I think should stay in the lineup in my opinion, 3 crucial players, and I think for his performance, future starboy gets a 9 for his performance. Next up is Martin Ødegaard, and he showed Ozil-like vision to play in Aubameyang for a strike that was ruled offside by the tightest of margins. He picked out plenty of other good passes and worked well in tight spaces, given how tight the gaps between the Benfica midfield and defence were. So I think it's fair to say he deserves a 7 for his performance. Hopefully if he keeps performing like this, he will maybe increase his stay at the Gunners. Next up is Emil Smith-Rowe. I think he pressed very well. I think he looked to drift into space dangerously throughout the first half. Perhaps unlucky to be withdrawn given his performance, as he put another good performance. and I think it's fair to say he deserves a 7. It was unlucky to be taken off, but someone that's crucial for the Gunners in my opinion. Next up, it's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. In a week where his ability to deliver in big games was questioned, the Gabon striker turned up with not 1 but 2 vital goals for his team. His ability to put the pass behind him shows the mentality of a true big game player, and I think for his performance, I think that was an amazing chip when he got past the goalkeeper when he had that one-on-one chance, and an amazing header to get Arsenal into the next leg of the Europa League. For his performance, I think it's fair to say he deserves a 9, probably one of the better players on the pitch. And now we're moving on to the substitutes, and first up is Willian. And to be honest, I think he wasn't a preferred choice of many when he came on ahead of Nicolas Pepe or Gabriel Martinelli after Benfica's second, but provided the assist for Taney almost immediately after coming on. I think he looked like a real threat getting to the byline in a cameo that showed the urgency he has lacked for most of this season, maybe a turning point for Willian, and for his performance he deserves a 7. Next up is the man that came back from injury. His name is Thomas Partey, and he helped Arsenal to up their tempo almost immediately after coming on and provided great defensive cover as his teammates looked to commit forward to find a goal. You can see the fitness needs to improve with Thomas Partey, but for his performance I think it's fair to say he deserves a 6 for his performance. Next up we have Alexandre Lacazette. Even though he didn't influence the game much, he came on after coming on for a save for 1 shot. I think it's fair to say he deserves a 5, and when it comes to Callum Chambers and Mohamed Elneny, they came in too late to influence the game. So I think it was an all-round good performance for the Gunners, with key players we can see that we need to get rid of the team, and key players we can see that should be must-stay players in the team as well. But other than that guys, hopefully you guys are happy. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video. Remain blessed and peace.